Hello students, myself Mrs. Kuljeet and this year I am going to teach SST to 5th standard. Today I am going to teach chapter number 5, our constitution. In this chapter we will discuss about constitution, need for a constitution, nature of the Indian constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties and directive principles of state policy. So before starting the chapter I just want to ask one question students. What do you mean by constitution? Students, a constitution is a set of rules and regulations guiding the administration of a country. The Constitution of India is the supreme law of India. Students, do you know that our constitution is the longest written constitution in the world? Our constitution was written on 26 November 1949 and was made the center of law in 26 January 1950. So the next point is need for a constitution. Students, I ask you one question. Why we need a constitution? We need a constitution to govern a country properly. So for this purpose, after independence, a constituent assembly was set up. Dr. Bhimrao was the chairperson of that committee and the members of that committee framed a constitution for the country. So the next point is nature of the Indian constitution. Students, as I already told you that it is the longest written constitution in the world. It defines the structure, procedures, powers and duties of the government. It also states the rights and duties of the citizen. Preamble is the introduction of the constitution that states that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular and democratic republic. Students, sovereign means externally independent, means India is externally supreme and internally supreme and externally independent. Next is socialist. Socialist means in the society all citizens are equal and there will be no discrimination based on caste and gender. Next is secular. Secular means all, all religions are equal and we are free to follow any religion. Next is democratic. In India, people have the right to choose their government. And citizens above the age of 18 have the right to vote in the elections and choose their government. Next is republic. Republic means the head of the country will be elected by the people. Our president is indirectly elected by the people. Next is fundamental rights. Students, our constitution provides us some fundamental rights which are granted by law. First is right to equality. Students, according to this right, every citizen has equal rights under the law and there will be no discrimination based on caste and gender. Next is right to freedom. Here, every citizen of India is free to speak and express his or her views. Next fundamental right is right against exploitation. Students, exploitation means to be misused. According to this right, no one can misuse others. Next is right to freedom of religion. Students, every citizen of our country is free to choose any religion according to his or her choice. Next is cultural and educational right. Students, every citizen or community is free to protect their culture, language or religion. So the next is right to constitution remedies. Every citizen is free to appeal in court if there is a threat to his life or property. Here, number 7 is right to education. Students, according to this right, all citizens in age group of 6 to 14 years have a right to free and compulsory education. So the next is fundamental duties. Along with fundamental rights, we have some fundamental duties. For example, we must respect the constitution and obey the rules, obey the laws of our country. We must respect our national flag and national anthem. We must protect the preserve our environment, etc. So the last point is directive principles of state policy. Students, directive principles are the guidelines to be followed by the state while establishing policies and laws. For example, the government should protect the welfare of the people. Government should maintain social order through social, economic, and political justice, etc. So this was the chapter about our constitution. In this chapter, we discussed about our constitution and why we need a constitution, nature of the Indian constitution, some fundamental rights, some fundamental duties, and some directive principles of the state policy. Thank you.